Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Ratchman. You're watching us live on the Texas Golf Insider Network. Hey, Dave's going to join us here right after the break, and he's going to come live from Boston, Texas, TPC Sawgrass. Lucky dog. Can't wait to catch up with him. Hey, folks, listen, we got a great show for you tonight. This is kind of cool. We got the Guinness Book of Records, Jay Stocky, who holds the world's longest putt, will be here tonight. And so I'm looking forward to catching up with him. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it if you haven't watched it already. You're going to watch it tonight. Very cool. So stick around for that. And Jimmy Cunningham, he's the head golf professional at the newly renovated Ridgewood Country Club in Waco. He's going to be here as well. Can't wait to talk to him. Tripp Davis did a wonderful job on it. And it sounds like Jimmy Cunningham and the rest of the members are real happy with the final product. So we'll catch up with him. And then the Wells Fargo PGA Championship, back-to-back big purses if you're in a one and done. And we have about 60 players that are in the one and done players, so it's going to be pretty interesting what's going to happen these next 2 weeks. He who are at the bottom have a chance to jump into the top real quick, and we'll talk about that as well. And we'll take your comments and read them live. So, you know the old routine, go grab yourself a cold one. I got mine. It's Golf After Hours. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. Dave Roberts coming to you live from TPC Sawgrass, you lucky dog. What's going on out there, Gravy?
Yeah, speaking about the dogs, let me tell you, walking 7.5 miles 5 days in a row, the dogs are tired, but the action's been great out here. We're at the PGA Works. Congratulations to Florida A&M. They went home with the big trophy today. And Ty's team, Alabama State, came in second place. So I think they're like Golf After Hours. I think their team gets free range ball, or not range balls, Pro V1s for a whole year. So that's going to be kind of cool. But the action's been great. Pete Dye, after walking and watching the action, you could tell that he had a couple of cocktails when he was designing not only the stadium course, which is what you see behind me, but they have a valley course as well, which the guys and gals played on. And let me tell you, it's all you can handle at a moment's notice. If you slip up, a big number is your way.
One of my favorite tournaments to watch too, Dave. I mean, we always have a lot of fun. I could hang out all day just watching that par three that's hung around the water. No matter how good you are, you can put it in the water. No matter, it doesn't make any difference. So you can't be really PO'd at yourself, excuse me, when you do it, because many of the pros don't get to do that as well.
You know, you've seen every shot. We've seen them close. We had birdies here. We've had others there. And, you know, what makes it fun is right behind me, you see a white sign. That's the drop area, which is about 85 yards. And it's harder to hit the green from there than it is from the actual tee box.
Yeah, no, we've seen that a little bit last year. Yeah, pretty wild. Hey, well, you got a lucky job out there. Good luck with Ty next year. Maybe next year they'll come back and do the win. Hey, man, this is a huge week. The next 2 weeks, Dave, if you're in the one and done, if you're not,
That's right.
You need to get in it next year because you're missing all the action. You're missing all the new players since the old ones left. I don't even miss them anymore. I mean, with all the actions that's going on. So got Wells Fargo 4.5 goes to the winner. And, you know, it looks like the big pick this week. And I see it with all the numbers. It looks like Rory McIlroy kind of takes the top of the cake there. What's your take on that, Dave?
Well, you know, he's a safe pick for those who have him left. 3-time winner, 3 or 4-time winner of the Wells Fargo Championship. it's a very exciting tournament. I've went another way with another hot golfer this coming week, but for all of us that are in the one and done, you can get well easy. But I think because I know a young man who played it and shot 5 under there. I'm not going to mention Ty's name out loud, but so if you take a college level guy like that shooting that score out there, I think these guys are going to go low this week. I think it's going to be very low. I'm thinking 28 to 30 under. So whoever's putter's the hottest, and since Scotty Scheffler's not going to be there, we better look at who's the good putters.
I don't trust Rory. I just don't think he has it back yet. It's great that he doubled up the week before, or week before last, and got himself a trophy. But he may be at the top, but he's not playing his best. He's not playing like one of the best in the world. He's not even close. I think Wyndham Clark is probably the second best that's playing in the world right now. But it looks like they got Rory McIlroy at the top. And, Wyndham, Xander Scheffler, I'm looking at him too, man, but they got him in second. They're giving him quite a few points, 14 plus. I don't know if he's got the same.
It's all about the putter. It's the putter this week. Whoever has the hot putter, because the course, it doesn't play super long for them, but it doesn't play like it did when they had the the PGA Championship or the U.S. Open there. It's cut down a little bit. So whoever can make some putts, because the course is very gettable.
Well, I'll tell you, if you got Wyndham Clark right now, I mean, this week or next week, he's on the list. Most people have used up Scotty Scheffler, maybe not, but most people haven't got their money's worth on all of it,
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right here at the golf course, right behind us. Yes, I did.
Same here. I came out of the toilet that week and put it right on him. Now, there's quite a couple other odds, we can take a look at. I think Scheffler is a good pick. Patrick Cantlay, I don't know about Patrick. He has really played below what he normally would play, but this might be a coming out. And Morikawa, it looks like that's someone that you picked.
Yeah, that's who I picked. On the Cantlay side, he's been inconsistent. He plays maybe 3 rounds good and then 1 bad, kind of like what Jimmy used to do young in his career. So Patrick, that's one that, because I had him and he was leading into the last round, and then all of a sudden, I think he had a brain seizure. He ends up shooting 76, so that was a wasted pick that week. But I like Morikawa because he's putting well. Wyndham Clark,
he is coming back a little bit. His putter is still leaving him, though. That's one thing,
that is his bad thing. And I was out there today on 18, and they had the Sunday pin positions like they did at the normal players, and I got to kind of look at that hole where his putt spun out, and he could have, him and Scheffler could have went to the thing. But look, again, this is going to be whose putter is going to be the hottest, because there are a lot of birdies. If it's not 28 to 30 under, I would be surprised.
Well, I tell you what, it's a bomber's paradise. I can tell you that. Because what is the average driver now is 285, I think it is, for the Agi. And some of these holes are 301, 320. I mean, it's got a lot of disaster around these holes. So, Dave, do you think that it kind of plays like a championship? I mean, this course is really a championship course. That's why I don't know if they're going to go 25 under. I just don't see it, because and not only that, you can bomb the ball, but you better know how to recover, because those greens are guarded. I mean, those greens are guarded big time. And I think he who has the best long irons as well is probably going to do pretty well.
Well, with a lot of money on the line, I think that there's going to be some very low rounds. There won't be anything in the 59s, but I'm thinking you've got to shoot 6, 7 under every single day to just be in this. Because it's going to be a different story after that at the PGA Championship in Valhalla. So I think that these guys are, this is going to be a confidence builder, and it'll be fun to see. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to because we're going to be watching it on the way home. Ty, I'm going to go pick him up and bring him on home. We're going to be watching it as we're driving home on Mother's Day, and I'd like to see Colin Morikawa and Rory McIlroy be in the same group as the last group. Boy, you know what? That would be a car divided as we're driving down Interstate 10.
Yeah, that would be someone yanking on the wheel. I can see that. But I tell you what, Morikawa is a good pick. And you know why I think Scheffler is a good pick, Dave? Is because he's number one at recovery shots.
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick because this requires it. And Bermuda grass, putting on Bermuda grass is a whole lot different than what they see throughout the year. And you know who's really good at the putter on your guy, Theegala?
Yes.
Yeah, he's really good on that type of grass. And not only that, he's a pretty straight hitter. His driver is pretty straight and accurate. So I don't know what he's ranking, but he's one of the more straighter shooters. So don't count him out. I know he's lower down the list, number 10. I would say he's a dark horse for me, just like maybe Homa is, as well. See those guys. I think it would be pretty interesting to see how that all plays out.
Go low, baby. Go low for Mother's Day. It's going to be a shootout, I think. And you're saying that maybe not, but I think that the PGA Tour is ready for a shootout, and I think this might be the place to do it.
Well, we almost got one last week.
Yeah, I know, man. That was exciting. There was a lot of exciting things going on last week, and that tournament could have went any different way. And my guy that I picked last week kind of faltered at the end as well. He didn't.
Well, at least you had somebody.
I had Siwoo Kim. I mean, and I was voting for him, but he went bogey off the bat, and he had to make it up. So he ended up shooting 3 or 4 under. But by that time, the rest of the guys had already jumped out of the box. And so, but it's interesting. We're halfway home, and all of our viewers are just going to let you know out there that the Gummy Bear Golf Pro is leading the way for our year-long bet, and Ratchman is in second. And that guy who won last year, well,
I can't afford to lose another one with him around.
Our Wyoming Pro he's back there. So, but we wish Adam no luck at all again this week after I win my 4.5 and take the lead and get back into the top 10. I just, you heard it here, folks.
Well, I don't know how many players everybody's got. It's halfway there. I think the Open or the championship next week kind of gets us to the halfway mark. And, I'm looking for players right now. I got
somebody for you for next week if you want them. How about Taylor Gooch? He got an invitation to the PGA Championship. We're going to see what that's all about.
That should be pretty interesting. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I pick him, but they're going to be in it. It's going to allow us to at least pick some of the live. So that should be pretty interesting. Hey, I got to get to folks. If you have not played a one and done before, I know this is a huge segment for us because we're halfway down, and I'm going to give you an idea who's in our top 5 here. We have Grant G, which is Grant Gold. We got Tyler Made, which is Tyler Hill. Jay Horn. I don't know who Jay Horn is. I don't have his email or his nickname.
Jason Horn.
Jay who?
Jason
Horn. Okay, Jason Horn. And then we got Wayne Wagner, a cheesehead out of Wisconsin. His first year, he's in 3rd place with 9 million. And they're all within hundreds of thousands between each other, all out of 1st and 5. And then we got Butt AH23. I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who Buddha at 23 is. But you know what? Can we give condolences to Shank Eponymous? Shank Eponymous at one moment was like in number 2, and now he's falling like a bad prom date down to number 11. I hope that the Shankmeister picks somebody this week that at least get him some points.
Yeah, that hurts to go down there. Well, he shanked one this week. So did I.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, listen.
That was a hosel rocket by both of you guys.
Hey, Dave, I shanked 6 times this year that my guy didn't make a cut. So, folks, if you think you're out of it, you're not. I'm in 19th place, maybe. Is that what it is, Dave?
Let's see. I got you right now in 19th place at 6,976,000. You're only about $750,000 behind me.
Yeah, so, and we're only $3 million. So these next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of jumping around. It could be a lot of jumping around. But if you have never been in a one and done, make sure you join us next year because we have way too much fun. We do a few things behind the scene, too. That's even a little bit more fun than that. Davey, I know you got to go. You got to head on down the road, man. Tell Ty congratulations. I know it's only second place, but you guys will win next year.
Yep, next year it's going to be even fun because PGA Works will be at Whistling Straits up in your old neck of the woods up in Wisconsin, Oler.
Yeah.
So we look forward to all that happening up there. So, but there's a whole season ahead of starting next week, but it's time to take a little break, rewind a little bit, work on some things, and look at Alabama State making some big noise next year in the college scene.
Well, congrats to them, buddy. Have yourself a safe trip home, and we'll see you back in town next week, or no?
Nope. Next week I'll be at Boston, and if everything is going the way I think, I might be doing a segment from Fenway Park next week.
Be awesome, dude.
Hey, it's going to be a short one, but I'll do one from Fenway Park, baby.
Okay,
I think
brother.
Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, I think, is next week. So
good. We'll hopefully catch you at the stadium.
Yes.
Okay, brother, we're up against the clock. Gotta go. Have yourself a safe trip. We'll see you next week.
All right. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you when we see you.
Folks, we're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go to Waco. So don't go away. If you haven't already grabbed yourself a cold one, go do it now. You still have about 3 minutes. We'll be right back.
There's something that binds us all. The joy of connecting on and off the course.
Get there.
The way a little heckle can be just the push you need.
Get there?
A love language marked by admiration and respect. We're all bound by 2 words, said by golfers worldwide. Get there. Visit us at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop online at worldwidegolf.com. Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Old friend, our hearts know you. You welcome us with open arms. Your stories are our favorites to retell. And you love surprising us with new ones. Our family treasures these moments with you and your sugar white sand.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Ratchman. Dave Roberts had to go back to work. He's on his way back to Boston for next week's show. But who's sitting in for him right now? We got a special guest. We're going to get right to him. Jimmy Cunningham. He's the head golf professional at Ridgewood Country Club in Waco. It looks like he landed in a brand new spot. Or I shouldn't say a brand new spot. He's back at an old spot that he used to be at. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it very much.
Man, I'm glad you could pull it off in such a short notice. We talked about that just before you come on. I called you last night and you said, heck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm glad you could do that. Hey, listen, before we get to the golf course and the renovations and stuff like that, Jimmy, I know you worked there a while back at Ridgewood before they'd done the renovation. Where'd you go and when did you decide to come back?
Well, I was from 98 to 2000, 98 to 2002. And then I went to Pine Forest Country Club in Houston, Texas. I'm born and raised in Houston. So it was a great opportunity to go back to my family there. And it was a really good facility. We had a good time. We went through a couple hurricanes. My general manager, myself, Bill Horton, who's here. So we've worked together for quite some time. So he ended up moving back here. And so there was another opportunity to come back. And that's after my parents passed away. And it was just, I knew what a place this was. And it was incredible to come back to see what they had really done to it. And they're always, as you and I discussed a little bit yesterday, they're always trying to improve or maintain and keep it above the bar. So it was nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, unfortunately, I didn't get to come, but I know I have an invite there, so I can't wait to feel a little bit better so I can come on out and play because I had a chance to talk to some of the writers that were out there. And Jimmy, the two people that were out there that I know who said, if I was looking for a country club to join, that would be the one because they said it's so beautiful. It's got your challenges, but it doesn't beat you up. And it's just a fun track. They all walked away thinking they had a lot of fun. Did they change it or did Tripp change anything or did it just do the renovation still kept the routing the same way?
No, it pretty much kept the routing the same way. The one thing that instigated is what we're going through right now. We have a current flood situation with Lake Waco, and it's actually Tripp's design has done exactly what it was supposed to do. It's up, I think the lake is up 20 some odd feet above its normal level. And we don't have a green underwater, which is fantastic. And before we had several greens. So the flood mitigation he did really paid off from that. So it's pretty impressive to say the least. We're being tested right now. So we won't rain anymore.
Yeah, we're looking for some sunshine down here as well.
Yes, I hear you.
When you're doing stuff like that, and it has to do with did the U.S. Corps get involved? Was there any delays? Because sometimes, water and land, you start changing that around, man. There's a lot of things you have to jump through to get that done.
That was probably the biggest hurdle we had. And Tripp, when we hired him, he was instrumental in getting with the Corps and working with them. But you have to go through some hoops to get approval to do anything. If you're going to take any material out before the flood area or rebuild or what have you, they are sticklers about it. But they did it, and the project was an 11-month project. We started January 1st. We opened December 1st, so it was 11 months, and we came in on budget and on time, which was incredible. Especially, we had a drought. Now we're flooded. Now we had a drought.
Hey, that's Texas, right?
That is Texas. Correct.
You think it's going to be destroyed? Hey, did you say on time and under budget or on budget?
On budget, and on time, and that's a huge credit to Bill Horton, our general manager, and our green superintendent John Schneider. He came to us from Miramont, and he has done a fabulous job. We found ways where we had to do things in a different way because anytime you do a project, some things creep up on you. But we came in where we were supposed to be, which is pretty impressive. And even Tripp was impressed that we were able to do it.
Well, Tripp is quite the architect.
Yes.
And he knows how to come in and renovate. I've been to several of his places that he's done. We've had him on the show a couple times, and I have been in touch with him. But there's a reason he's busy. He does a great job.
He does. He really does.
Guy does
He's a good player. He understands it. And what he did to the course too, what they asked him to do was he made it. We're not a long golf course, but with the terrain that we have here, he was able to make it harder for the scratch players. So we were able to have even more competitive events, TGA, USGA, things of that nature. But for the average member, he made it more playable. And that's what really has been so exciting that everybody loves.
You know, this has to open you guys up to some more amateur play up there, some more college play.
Most definitely.
I see that happening because you guys already have a couple of those already going, but the word's going to get out on that.
Yeah, we had before too, and like with the North Texas PGA, that's where we're in that. They love to host our event, even though we're in Waco, which is a little bit further drive for most places. They know the facility and they know the golf course itself. And the thing about Ridgewood is that people, when they first see it, they think of the yardage is short. I mean, from the back tees, it's 6,800 yards. That's the max, but it plays so much harder than that. And that, again, a credit to Tripp, what he's done, and just the playability from it, because we have all the Baylor girls and the guys' teams are members out here. And Coach McGraw, the Baylor coach, he came up to me the other day. He goes, because we're going to try to host their event in 2027. He indicated that, he goes, if we have rough and we get some hole locations, this place is going to be hard to beat. So,
well, when you go through a renovation like this too, Jimmy, I know there are some of your members that always just stepped up to the plate and said, man, we wore this course out. It's time for a facelift. But then there are some that don't want to see any changes at all.
Oh, yes.
Did you run through some of that? And did you get some of those folks back? I know there's some that leave, but I think once they probably come back and see what you got done, pretty easy to re-up that membership.
Yes, it was. The board did such a good job. They budgeted to lose about 15% of the membership, and we did. But those are the people that really didn't use the club that much. But the ones we've gained 15% plus more from that. So it's been super. And the crazy thing about this facility, it's the only really game in town from a social aspect as well, because I'm sorry you weren't here to witness it, but the clubhouse is spectacular. And so it's a big atmosphere, or a big attraction for the city of Waco, for people to do social functions. So it's with that combination you have, it really, really is good.
Well, you and I were talking earlier in the week, and I was totally surprised by the membership cost to be a member there.
Yes.
Totally blown away. Maybe you can, anybody because Waco's is blowing up, just like everything down 35.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have so many companies coming into town. 35 is blowing up, and it's a mess most of the time now. But, you guys are really in the hub of growing. And, someone wants to know a little bit more about it. What are you guys' membership dues and fees like that?
So for the longest time, the initiation was $10,000. We have now, when we started the renovation, we went up towards the end of the renovation. We've scaled it up, and now it's $20,000 for the initiation. And we're about roughly $600 a month in monthly dues. And when you compare that to what most places have in Dallas, Austin, or Houston, we are still so far under the radar from a cost perspective. And the thing is, we have a marina, we've got pickleball courts, tennis courts, the golf course itself, and the dining that we have it's just second to none. So it's great.
Yeah, I know you guys got pickleball and all those things. These are some of the growing sports. And,
Yes.
if you don't have some of those things, there's other options. I want to go back just a second to the clubhouse. Did you guys do any renovating or anything like that? Anything new going on in the clubhouse at all?
Oh, yes. So before we did the golf course, we renovated the ballroom, the upstairs area, the dining. What we have is called Vertney's Bar. We had a longtime bartender here. His name is Vertney. So if you have to see it to experience it, but it's very, very nice. It's kind of hard to describe until you walk into it. And the thing is with Waco, back in 1998, when I came here, buddy, Bruce Etter from Chattanooga Golf and Country Club, he told me, you need to come see this place. And I'm thinking, Waco? And I've lived in Texas all my life. And I came here and I was like, really? This is crazy good. And that's before they really even started doing it. Their campaigns for renovations and improvements. And they're very smart about the money. They always make sure they try not to be in debt too much. They pay things off, then they redo things. They're always trying to do that and not go overboard.
Well, it's membership owned, right?
Yes, it's a member-owned facility. Yes, sir. So the membership, they take great pride in it. And that's the thing about Baylor and Waco. So many people that are here, when they go to Baylor, they stay here. And, with Chip and Joanna, what they've done to the town of Waco and the downtown area, it's incredible. So it's only getting better, and more businesses are coming here. So, which is nice.
It's amazing what's happened over the last 10 years in Waco. I
Yes.
mean, there was a time that, and we've been doing publishing and podcasting for about 26 years now. And I used to be able to blow through Waco at one time and go, did I go through Waco already?
Yeah.
And not anymore.
Yes.
I mean, there's all sorts of different constructions that are going on. Hey, and now, I don't know, was it this year or is it next year that you guys are celebrating your 75th anniversary?
It was actually last year.
Okay.
It was last year that we did. So, but we're going to try to kind of do something, since we've been open now, try to do something this year for it.
Well, Jimmy, I want to thank you for coming on in. Before we head out, could you maybe give a website if someone was interested in more membership, or maybe a phone number they can contact you if they might be interested?
Oh, sure. The club number is 254-772-2050. And you can always go to ridgewood.com and look in that, and you can ask for Tara Turner, or again, call the Pro Shop number, and I'd be more than happy to discuss anything with people that might be interested. We had somebody from Georgetown that came up yesterday looking at membership. So there people are gravitating back to Waco. It's no longer known as the Branch Davidian, Mecca.
Yeah, you want to get away from that one.
It's now Chip and Joanna and Ridgewood.
Hey, real quick now, then we can go here. But what's the feedback that you're getting when people come on up, Jimmy? And they probably heard of Ridgewood, but like someone from Georgetown maybe did. What's their feedback when they go maybe take the cruise around the golf course and the clubhouse?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you'd be surprised how many people do not know about us. And the people that do, and just from the media day that we had, so many people that had never been here. It's amazing. They're floored by what they see, both the golf course, the clubhouse, and just the aesthetics of it. Because when you drive into the facility, I mean, there's 100-year-old oak trees everywhere. And we sit on a lake, Lake Waco, and it's just breathtaking views, which is nice.
Well, the course looks beautiful, man. I hear the chatter, and it's all good.
You got to come see us.
Yeah, well, I'm going to. I got a couple things I got to take care of, Jimmy, and then I'm coming on up. And
Okay.
I hope by that time Tara takes a lesson from you. I heard she doesn't play golf up there, and I told her that she said, I've been thinking about it for 10 years, and I'm going, man, that's really procrastinating. I said, you got Jim Cunningham to give you some lessons. She goes,
You're dang right. I'll get them fixed up.
well, tell her thank you for everything she helped me out with too, Jimmy. I sure do
Yes.
appreciate it. And again, I appreciate you taking time out to join us tonight. And we will be talking again. I'm going to make my way up there to come to play.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. Have yourself a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy.
Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to the longest putt, world's longest putt ever. You got to see this video. Stick around for that. And if you already haven't, grab yourself a cold one, man. Go do it right now. We'll be back right after the break.
There's something that binds us all. The joy of connecting on and off the course.
Get there.
The way a little heckle can be just the push you need.
Get there?
A love language marked by admiration and respect. We're all bound by two words, said by golfers worldwide. Get there. Visit us at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop online at worldwidegolf.com. Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Old friend, our hearts know you. You welcome us with open arms. Your stories are our favorites to retell. And you love surprising us with new ones. Our family treasures these moments with you and your sugar white sand.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Rashman, and we have a very special guest with us. We're going to get right to it. We have Jay Stocky, who's the Guinness Book of Records longest putt holder. And we're going to get to the video in just a second so you can see it as well. Jay, welcome to the show, man.
Mike, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I want to thank John Carr for connecting us. He did a great job doing that. You take a look at the putt and, you think about the putt, but you do a whole lot more than just putt here. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Hey, folks, listen, I want you to take a look at this putt, hear it, and go through what I was going through when I watched it.
This is the longest putt ever made outside of competition.
Oh, it's over. That's in.
Let it play again. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hit it!
Well, that's what you call. How many feet, Jay, did you hit?
So it was 401.26 feet, but who's counting?
Hey, and we were just talking off camera. how long did it take to get there? Did they say?
You don't think it was my first putt? So there was a group of us that had stayed after the competition last year to do this as a promotional stunt. It was our 1,944th putt as a group, but myself individually, it was my 238th putt. So 238 to get it.
You know, when I seen you swing it, I goes, man, you brought that up to almost full swing level.
It really is interesting because it's a completely different technique to putt that far. And so there was 8 of us, and everyone evolved into their own style. I mean, you had one that was slap shotting it like a hockey shot, right? We had a couple others who were truly almost using it like a broom. And then I was more like my regular putting stroke, but just real tight elbows, real tall, and just trying to keep that spine straight. So it's funny how, 8 different guys had 8 different styles as we whacked at it for 2 days.
Well, hey, listen, you drop a putt like that, and it is amazing. I mean, I'm watching it, and it says on the little screen, wait for it, wait. It goes all up and down these valleys and going left and right. But you know what? You got real cocky and confident when you turned around and goes, I got this one. It's in the hole. You said something.
We go ahead and take a step back. Let me tell you the whole story, and I'll try not to make it too long, right? But
no, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
This all came about like so many things in life, so many good ideas in life. It was several guys staying too late, having a couple too many cocktails while on a golf course, and that's how this whole deal was born. But so there's 8 of us that go up to Kohler every single year, at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. And for those of you who don't know, Kohler, Wisconsin is 4 of the best golf courses in the world.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. So you know exactly. Yeah. Well, 3 years ago, they added, it's called the Bassett Black Wolf Run. So it's a 10-hole par 3 course, which you can play as an 8-some. So it's tons of fun. And then they put in this 2-acre, 18-hole putting course. And every night when we're up there, we end up on the putting course. It's called the Bassett Black Wolf Run. And we start, having a putting competition. Of course, there's no gambling because, that would be illegal. So we're there. We typically bribe the bartender to stay open late. We actually bring lighted balls and lighted holes so we can go well past dark. But it's a one tie, you all tie kind of thing. And so if it's a 30-foot, even a 30-foot putt, right? 8 guys, you get a lot of ties. And so the pod just keeps rolling over and over and over. So then we started doing longer and longer putts that night. My buddy, Chris Carroll from Crivets, Wisconsin, was like, you know what? What if we go from the east side of the putting green to the west side? And that was his turn to call it. So, and he actually wins it with a 3-putt. But so then it was over. We're talking about it. And then we went back to the house and we're talking. He's like, why isn't there a world's longest putt competition? Right? There's world's longest drive, but you can't win that now unless you're 6'8", 320 pounds. I mean, those guys are just monstrous. But you take long putting, anybody can be a good putter and anybody can do this long putt. So an idea was born. And then, of course, we're like, well, what's the Guinness World Record, right? We look into it, 385 feet. So we went back, we did the putt that he had done last night. No, that wasn't even close. But if we went north to south on that putting green, we could break the record. And the current record at the time was 395 feet, but it had been set from a fairway in Australia. So that doesn't count, right?
No, not as a putt.
Exactly. So we have a great idea, but now we have to convince the head of operations of one of the nicest courses in the world to let 8 knuckleheads come, mock up a world's longest putt competition. And oh, by the way, we want to stay after for a couple of days and break the Guinness World Record. And so over the winter, I'd sent him an email. And he's like, I don't know. When are you going to be up here next? I'm going to be there in June. Oh, let's grab breakfast. So we get breakfast. And I'm pitching him. Not so sure, but start talking about, and then my buddy Chris Carver says he's from Crivets, and this Mike, who's the head of Kohler, is like, oh, I used to go hunting in Crivets. I'm like, oh, really? Where are you from? He's like, well, I grew up in a town called Downers Grove, Illinois. Mike, I live right now in Downers Grove, Illinois. So after a couple of this, Mike and I know so many common people, and he's like, okay, guys, this is just crazy how it's coming together, and this idea is so stupid, I think it just might work. Go right ahead. So they were so accommodating. They moved the whole course over And like I said, so we beta tested what we thought would be local competitions and what would be for a regional competition. And then at Kohler last year, we beta tested the final competition. We had 8 guys, a couple of rounds. You know, you figure out how long it takes, and the logistics are a little more difficult than you think for putts of that length.
Sure.
You know, you do 100 to 200, and then a world record length putt is how we organized the finals. So we did that. A gentleman by the name of Mike Bourne was the winner of the 2023 World's Longest Putt Finals. I actually
what was his putt?
So he put in the final round, it was pretty tight, but then in the final round at that 405-foot putt or 401-foot putt, he put 2 within 10 feet of his first 5.
Okay.
So he really deserved it. I mean, he just destroyed us, so he got it. But then we spent the next 2 days. We are totally going to break the Guinness World Record. But to break a Guinness record, you don't just say, I did it, right? There's a whole process. And so we had to go, we'd have 2 static cameras set up the moment we get there. We had to have a nice cameraman with the movable video, and you had to have 2 completely independent witnesses. It can't be anybody from the course. It can't be anybody we know. So we actually hired a staffing firm. And witnesses can only serve 4-hour shifts. So we do it on that Monday, two witnesses, 4-hour shift. We don't make it. We got close a lot, hit the pin a couple times. 2 more witnesses come. They do their 4-hour shift. We still hadn't made it, but we were so confident. We were getting so close. Come out the next day, a little colder, a little rainier, a little more miserable. By the end of the day, the guy was a friend of mine who was doing the camera, and he's the guy too that he has to pretend that every single putt's the real one, right? So he's got to zoom in. That's why we have that nice video. About noon, he was hating me, and I mean it was cold, it was miserable. You know, we do the 4-hour shift. We have 2 more witnesses. They do their 4-hour shift. They're done. We don't have the course the next day. It's over. We failed to break the Guinness World Record. But there's a few people who were putting on the course because they moved the 18-hole course over to the side. There's a few people on it. We walk up. Hey, how'd you like to be a witness for a Guinness World Record?
Talk them right into it.
So sure enough, they say yes. So they come over and we're putting, and now it's starting to get dark. And a couple guys taking, and I took the last shift, and I was going to take about 20 putts. And the cameraman yells up. He's like, Jay, that's it. It's too dark. I can't see. So I go, there's a longer version of the video on YouTube, and I go last putt. And my buddy Dan's like, give me 2 more. And then I hit that putt, and I turned to Dan. I'm like, nah, it's over. That's in. You know, because you always call your putt when you miss 237 in a row. I nailed the putt. It goes in. We go nuts.
When you did that, Jay, I was watching it, and I'm going, I love it when somebody calls it, and you didn't know if you made it, but you just turn around and nailed it. You know, I mean, you walk away that way feeling it, and then when it hits that pin, I see it had to be just crazy.
Well, there's a couple things there. First of all, no one believes me when I say that's the only one I called, but it truly is. I have all the video. It's the only one I ever called. But secondly,
the most important one.
It was getting pretty dark, so it was really hard to see the ball at the pin. And so I actually, if you watch the video, my buddy's dancing with me, and we're all high, but I'm trying to look because I thought they were messing with me. I actually thought they were pulling a gag that no matter what on Jay's last putt,
right?
So anyway, so we made it. You know, we did the video. You know, we're excited about this whole competition that we were going to launch with the World's Longest Putt. What we didn't expect is that, you know, this whole thing went viral last year. I mean, Golf Magazine, Sports Illustrated. It was an absolute blast that I've gotten to do it. You know, to meet you and do podcasts like this, it's been so much fun.
Well, hey, you know what I like about it is that, you know, you've got a lot of recognition off of it, but you're now taking it on to the business side, and I believe you're working some of this stuff with the PGA. You know, tell us a little bit about that. Anybody can get into this now, and it's a great fundraiser. And explain a little bit more on that.
So we're doing local qualifying events all around the country, and the typical MO is we will work with a charitable organization and say, look, you have a hole-in-one contest. Why don't you add a World's Longest Putt contest? And we explain them how to do it. And we have a couple variations, but we're pretty flexible on how they can do it. And it's another way for them to raise money. Our typical the way it works the best, right, is you actually, instead of an 18-hole shotgun, it's now a 19-hole shotgun. And a group starts right on the putting green. And then you charge each golfer, hey, it's, $5 a putt, or if it's a, big expensive event, maybe it's $20 a putt. And they can take up to 3 putts because you need to keep it moving. And they go, the closest one wins that event. They then move on from that local qualifying event to a regional qualifier. And then anybody who wins in that regional qualifier, we pay all expenses for them and a buddy to go to Kohler to compete in the next year's finals, September 21st of 2024, where we will also set it up like last year. There'll be 3 rounds, a 100-foot putt, a 200-foot putt, and then a world record putt. The kicker is we've now got an insurance company that stepped in. If somebody makes the first putt on that world record distance putt, they win $1 million. And then 10% of that gets kicked back to the charity that they originally played with. So it's just an amazing, potential to raise money for these events. I think
it's a great idea. And not only that, but, someone in Texas could start their own little circuit,
Well, I've been talking to the folks at Frisco and on the dance floor there, they have that giant putting green. And we'd like to do that because we'd like to do it with courses too. And Mike, as you know, right, the biggest growth in golf right now is not on the 18 holes, right? You've seen the success of Topgolf, of all of these simulators, and it just opens the game of golf to so many more people. And we fit right in with that. And so We're trying to do this wherever we can. We actually have a few auto dealers that want to start doing qualifying events inside their dealership. And we're working out the logistics of, because
what a way to bring them in.
Exactly.
And if there's anybody who has any more disposable cash, it's people who play the game. And it really does play into what you guys really want to accomplish. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to catch on, and before you know it, you're going to have a major sponsor. And it's something. I'll tell you what, Jay. This is something. We got a statewide publication, and this is something I would be interested in talking to you about.
Would love
we have a lot of connections here and a lot of relationships that we have that I think we might be able to pull something off together. I love the idea because anybody can get into it. It can be a fun thing, no stress level at all. It can only be good if you make it. And if you miss it, hey, go grab yourself a couple more cocktails and watch somebody else take a whack at it. You know what? I love watching people win.
The crowds we draw, I just never expect, this was one thing we didn't plan on, but when we were trying to break the world record, we had people lining up on the side. We're just a bunch of guys, trying to, think about it, it's just a publicity stunt, right? We're just trying to break this. We had people, and then everyone wanted to get in. They wanted to take a couple. So it was really awesome. We actually did have some great sponsors last year. Bettinardi actually made us a putter for this event. So they actually like, if you're going to putt that hard, let's loft it up a little. Let's add a little bit of toe hang. Let's add a little bit of length to the handle. And then the coolest part is, so we whacked that thing. So we did it 1,944 times. There was a bunch of spectators who came on and wanted to try it. We had a bunch of golf course personnel that wanted to come on and try it. So that putter got whacked 2,000 plus times. And I took it back to the engineers at Bettinardi. I mean, you couldn't even tell. They were so ecstatic. It was so much fun. This whole event was just, and then Golf Tech and Corona Premier actually sponsored us to help. So it was fantastic.
I'll tell you what, I sure would be interested. When I started reading all about it, Jay, I just thought it'd be a great charity event. This would be something that you could put on in the circuit in all the different cities, Austin, San Antonio. I mean, you could have the triangle going on here. And out of that group, you could send someone to Kohler. Absolutely. And it would be it'd be fun to be around, especially with some of the guys I'm connected to. These are the guys that are the after hours kind of people that can sit and putt and give each other crap for an hour. Awesome. And
we don't have a regional schedule in Dallas yet, or in Texas at all. So, let's talk next week or tomorrow.
I really will. Hey, listen, my guy who runs the show here, our producer, is giving me the finger and says we got to get going here. We got to pay our bills. Jay, I can talk to you much longer than this. I find it incredible what you've done, with the longest putt. And I think sky's the limit on this thing. I really do. And I think you got something.
Awesome. Thanks,
Well,
Mike. Thanks for having me. This is great.
I got your number, Jay. You're going to hear from me, and I appreciate you taking time out to come on the show.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
Likewise, too, man. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up. A pretty interesting gentleman. I like what he's doing, and I think you're going to hear a lot of it here real soon. Go grab yourself a chili one yet. If you still haven't had one, Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Everybody to Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here. Hey, listen, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, and I hope you keep downloading it throughout the whole week. And I want to thank everybody for doing that, because you guys do a great job every week. And as long as you guys continue to share like you have, our numbers are unbelievable during the week. So I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank Jimmy Cunningham for coming on. Folks, if you're thinking about and you're up and around the Central Texas area, check out Ridgewood. Everything I've heard, you will not be disappointed. We're definitely worth the drive to go up there. And I hope you enjoyed Jay coming on tonight. I thought it was, Stacky, I thought it was amazing the putt that he made. And I think you're going to hear a lot about it here in the next year or two. This is going to be something special that everybody can participate in. And so I want to thank all those guys for coming out. I know they all have long days, so appreciate you doing that. I want to thank Dave for checking in as well. We'll catch up with him in Boston next week. Dave's been taking our show on the road all over the country, and real happy he did. He was on a TPC tonight, so thanks for chiming in, Davey. And GA Media, Johnny G, thanks for always taking us. That production we could not do without you by the camera. And so I want to appreciate you doing that as well. That's it for us tonight. We're going to wrap it up. I'll be back next week, and so will Dave. Until then, rain or shine, book that tee time. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at Landa Park Golf Course.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.